Hello, and welcome to another year of Edible Madison's Eat Local Chef Off. Welcome to all of you who are here today. I am your host, Qwantese Winters, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna have so much fun. So pour yourself a glass of wine or water if that's what you prefer. And we are about to get started in just a moment. Before we do get started, I just want to run through a couple of housekeeping rules. Number one is make sure that you put yourself on mute. A lot of us have kiddos, a lot of us have animals. So just so that, things are not getting distracting and we don't hear your dogs barking in the background, you could do that. And then another thing is that this is a event where we like to get participation from you guys, right? So we want to hear your questions. We want to know what you're thinking. We want to hear any feedback that you have for the chefs. So put that in the chat. I will get a little note from someone and they'll let me know what your question is and I can ask it on your behalf. So yeah, just keep your brains thinking of like things that you want to be asking our two chefs that we have today. And yeah. So I am going to go ahead and get us started. But first, before we begin, I do want to give a special thank you to our sponsors. We have three food co-ops that are located in Wisconsin that have so graciously donated so that we can have this event today. So we want to give a special thank you to Willy Street Co-op. I also want to thank People's Food Co-op. They're located in La Crosse, Wisconsin, and also Viroqua Food Co-op. As we're entering into our co-op month, which is going to be in October, I think it's really important just to highlight the fact that food co-ops are not just grocery stores where you get your food, but they're also local community organizations that care about us as a people. And they also support a lot of local nonprofits as well. So when you shop with them, you're not only feeding your families with food that is provided by local producers, but you're also eating food that is, putting out money into local communities that are serving marginalized peoples as well. So we want to thank you again to our three sponsors. We appreciate you and thank you for all that you do for Wisconsin. Okay. Next, I want us to highlight Edible Madison's magazine. You might have noticed that this was in your box, or if you're a true fan, you already picked it up before. And we have a beautiful spread in here. Our three sponsors, they came together to write this article. And there are also three local chefs that are have created some beautiful recipes in here with some seasonal ingredients. So make sure that you read this. You'll get a lot of information about just what our co-ops are doing right now, powerful things that they have to say, and then you're also going to have some delicious recipes that you can follow as well. Next, I would like to introduce our chefs. So we have first Miss Michelle Dubis. Michelle is the executive chef at the Memorial Union on UW-Madison campus. We're all a fan of that. Let's see here. Since joining the Memorial Union team 2 years ago, Michelle has been instrumental in a culinary culture shift away from offering merely traditional campus fare towards cleaner, healthier, and more sustainable food options. Thank you so much for coming today.
You're welcome.
So excited for what you're going to do. Next, we have our next chef, and our next chef is Mary Kastman. Mary began her culinary career in Madison before relocating to Boston, where she discovered her love for Eastern Mediterranean food. Mary is now the new owner and executive chef at Purslane, located in Milwaukee. And this began in the summer of, in Milwaukee. It began in the summer of 2024 as a pop-up concept in Viroqua and showcases the flavors of Mediterranean and Middle Eastern food while utilizing local ingredients. So excited for what you two are going to be cooking today, and just like the different experiences that you both have and like how you're going to bring that to the competition. Now, let us dig into what is inside of our box, shall we? So in our box today, you'll notice that we have some beautiful apples. These apples are organic snow sweet apples from Adams to Apples, located in Mount Horeb. Next, we have some uncured pepperoni from Driftless Provisions. This is a southwestern Wisconsin business. Thank you to you guys. Next, we have some jalapeno chutney. This is from Physiology Foods. Very excited to see how the chefs use this ingredient. Next, we have pate. This pate is from Fox Heritage Farms. We also have some honey from Gentle Breeze Honey. And we have some fresh dill. This dill is from Love Food Farm. Thank you, Love Food Farm. We also have some red flint corn polenta. This polenta is from Meadowlark Farm and Mill. Next, we have a raspberry rose conserve. This is from Keats and Apple. We also have a basil shrub. This basil shrub is from Siren Shrub Company. We have a creamy Havarti cheese from Roth Cheese. Then we have oyster mushrooms from Vitruvian Farm. And last but not least, from Wonder State Coffee, we have a organic driftless blend of coffee. So this is everything that is going to be in our box today and what our chefs are going to be cooking with. Now, if you can follow along with the chefs and kind of pick one who you kind of want to follow their recipe, or you can think of for yourself and just trying to figure out what do you want to cook with what's inside of the box. This is a really interesting mashup of ingredients this year, and I'm really excited to see what the chefs do with it. So you guys can kind of like start getting to your cooking. For those of you at home, start warming up your ovens. And we're gonna start talking to the chefs about what they plan to make, okay? So I'll start with you, Michelle.
Okay.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you're thinking of cooking for today?
Well, I think I'm gonna do a Southern brunch.
Oh.
So I think I'm gonna go kind of make a mocktail using the shrub and the raspberry conserves.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna do a warm dill vinaigrette to go over with the mushrooms and do a nice light salad.
Wow.
And then I'm gonna do, I think, Johnny cakes, I think, with the pate and make a gravy and use the Havarti. And then I'm still kind of, with the dessert, I'm thinking some sort of like coffee granola or like a coffee whipped cream of some sort to go with the granola.
Wow.
And you can do it with bourbon, but I'm going to do it with vanilla for today. So that's what I'm thinking.
Incredible, incredible. Okay, so Mary, what are you thinking? What are you thinking?
So I'm thinking very similarly along the lines with the mocktail. Exactly, pretty much the same thing, using the shrub and the jam and a little bit of the honey. And then I'm going to do a riff on a Turkish dish called muhlama, which is basically a cornmeal fondue. So toasting the cornmeal in butter and adding milk, and then doing a topping of pepperoni, crispy mushrooms, and some of that jalapeno chutney. And then for the pate, we're gonna do a little Greek pastry that's stuffed with the pate with some sauteed apples. I'll do a little side salad with that, with some of the pepper and some fresh herbs. And then for the coffee, we're gonna do dates that have been steeped in coffee and blended and mixed with some yogurt and topped with granola. So we'll see how it goes.
Wow. I think this is the amazing thing about having professional chefs every year who come in to do this, because their minds just have so much knowledge about different ways that you can put food together. I never would have thought of what you two ladies have brought to the table. So I am so excited. As you guys know, I get to taste this stuff. So I'm excited. I am going to get out of the way so that you can get to cooking. Okay?
Thank you.
And of course, for those of you who are at home, just be thinking about any questions that you have, and I can be asking those as our chefs get to cooking. So ladies, I'll start with Michelle. Can you tell me a little bit about your Wisconsin history? Are you from here?
I went to school at the UW. I grew up in small town Wisconsin.
Okay.
But then I moved away for a long time, and I went to Australia for a few years.
Oh, wow.
And then, what else? Australia, Colorado, and Texas. And then I came back here.
Wow. That's amazing that those are like so many places that have such distinct food ways. Do you feel like there was one particular place that really inspired you?
Probably Thailand.
Well, ooh, how so?
For just a moment.
Oh.
We are offline. I'm back on, but the stream is not back on.
I'll re-ask the question when you come back.
I'm gonna put you on here.
Okay.
Just for a moment.
Okay.
Do you mind just chatting?
Oh, yeah. Should I be talking? Yeah. Oh. Hello, everyone. So you might have noticed that things have paused a little bit over here on our end, just some Wi-Fi issues that are going on. But I'm going to keep chatting in and talking with you while you're cooking away. So for those of you who have decided to do your own recipes, can you tell us a little bit more in the chat about what you are going to be making this evening? Tell us a little bit more about that. I am so intrigued in all the different ways that our brains work and how we think to use different recipes. So intrigued just by a lot of the ingredients as well, especially the pate. That definitely threw me for a loop. Right now, our chefs are just preparing their meals. Mary is chopping up some onions right now. Mary, I believe that that's going to be for your pastry, right? With the pate in it?
Well, actually, this is going to be for the topping on the polenta.
Okay, okay.
So,
Excellent,
and
excellent.
I've got some butter that's kind of nicely starting to brown a little bit, which is exactly what I want when I add this polenta to it.
Now, browning your polenta beforehand, tell me a little bit more about that. Is that just like for flavor, or is it to help it cook better?
So the Black Sea region of Turkey grows a lot of corn. And so this dish is very obviously special and traditional to that area. And it adds a bit of a nuttiness. Brown butter is a flavor profile in Turkish cuisine that's used quite often. But so it's really just adding a nutty flavor to that corn. And obviously, like, it's gonna add some richness.
Yeah.
And it just smells wonderful. So
It does. I can definitely attest to that. I can smell it right now. Wonderful. And Michelle, what do you have going? I see you have some cream that you're working with right now.
I'm just getting the batter ready for the Johnny cakes. Having lived in Dallas for 9 years, I really love Southern food.
Yeah.
I love it. So I'm just going to try to make something nice and comforting.
Yeah, the Johnny cakes are something I've never had, but I've read about them a lot as someone whose family comes from the South, but I've grown up as a Midwestern person.
Right.
I feel like I'm a Southerner by theory.
Right. Right.
But not by practice. So I'm excited to try my first Johnny cake. That's amazing. Yeah, so they're just whipping away on their different ingredients. Michelle put some flour in there with the cornmeal, some heavy cream. Did you put anything else in there?
Just some milk. I'm gonna put a little lemon extract in there and a little vinegar.
Okay.
And eggs.
Okay. And what does the vinegar do?
I'm just giving it a little bit of acidity. It can affect. I'm not gonna put very much in it.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Okay. And then Mary is popping open her mushrooms. What are you using the mushrooms for again?
The topping for the polenta still. So
Okay.
yeah, we're gonna get those nice and crispy with the onion. And then we'll add some pepperoni to that as well. Obviously, the pepperoni is not a traditional topping, but
Right.
pork typically isn't, but it's going to be great.
Exactly. So Mary, I am curious. I know that like something that's really inspired you was Middle Eastern cuisine. Why did Middle Eastern cuisine speak to you so much?
Well, so when I moved to Boston, as I work around, we lived very close to a very well-known restaurant called Oleana in Cambridge. And, my husband had gotten a job and I, was trying to find the right fit, right restaurant. And so they were not hiring at the time, but they were like, would you like to come and intern, help us out a little bit? And if something opens up, obviously, then that's great. And so literally did that for, 2 weeks, and then a job opened up and I took it, and it changed my life because it's especially the Turkish cooking and the approach to cuisine from the Eastern Mediterranean is so different in terms of the traditional that I learned in culinary school that's like heavy French, cream-based, sauce-based. This was more vegetable-based, olive oil, yogurt. So it changed my entire approach to eating. It changed my entire approach to cooking.
Wow.
And our chef also owned a farm with her husband, so really got to be able to get involved with using local food pretty early on in my career. So I'm just really inspired by that kind of eating and traveling to that area of the world and trying all those different kinds of things. So
Yeah.
I just love it. It's the food I love to eat. So I guess is the simple answer.
Yeah, beautiful. And I know that you went to school in Madison before you moved to Boston.
Correct. Yes.
Do you feel like the Midwest have you incorporated some of your Midwestern background into your new Middle Eastern take on food? Or?
I do try to kind of add a little Midwestern wink to a lot of the dishes that I do. Because I think that there are so many food traditions here that are just so quintessentially Wisconsin. Like the fish fry. So I do a walleye falafel on my menu at my restaurant, and I do fried Yusto cheese. On the fattoush salad. I like to kind of take these beautiful local products that are made here and sort of integrate them into the Wisconsin food culture. It also makes it really approachable for folks too who might not be familiar with this type of food or hesitant to try it. They see something that they can maybe gravitate towards. So.
I love that. And Michelle, I think something that really stood out to me in your bio was how you've kind of moved away from the traditional college cafeteria food into trying to be much more clean than what we typically see. Why did you want to take things in that direction?
Well, it's just the type of person that I am personally. It's something I believe in. So it was important for me to kind of maintain that wherever I went, and then incorporate, healthier, cleaner flavors.
Yeah.
Just so people knew what they were eating. So that was kind of important to me.
Yeah.
And that they had something that, they felt good about eating at the end of the day. So.
Did you feel like it was difficult at first to make that shift, or do you feel like it was pretty accepted?
We're still in that process. But I mean, it's a process. It's a journey.
Yeah, exactly. What are some type of cleaner options that you have added to the menu?
We have a lot more vegetarian options, which is kind of nice, and then just the product choice is also cleaner as well. Trying to avoid things just kind of coming out of a bag and making a lot of things from scratch.
Right. Yeah.
Working with places like Vitruvian Farms and places like that to kind of help with, just making sure that we're picking local.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been really important. And then just even our meat choices are local too. We work with Fox Heritage as well. So we get a bunch of products from them.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of products from them. And then we also have, Vitruvian Farms, Fox Heritage. Where else just a ton of different ones. I'll think more.
Yeah.
Because we do have a variety.
Yeah.
You're good.
This is quiet. It says the quiet one.
It's not quiet.
So sorry, maybe just let me know when
No, you're good.
No, you're good. You can blend now.
Okay.
Yeah, and you're blending your dates.
I am blending the dates.
Okay. Wonderful. So Marion's just blending up her dates, and reminder for you folks, those have been soaking in the Wonder State coffee. So some coffee soaked dates are being blended up. And what are you going to add those to?
I'm going to add those to some yogurt.
Oh my goodness, that
Yes.
sounds amazing. That sounds like a really great thing to serve to some mothers too. Dates are really good
Yeah.
for ripening the cervix. For
Oh,
those of you
yeah.
who don't know, I'm also a doula. So in case
I'm all
you're
about
in case you're about to have a baby and listening in, dates are good for that.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Things are smelling so good. I'm gonna step into the kitchen because I want to be nosy. Things are smelling so good. We have the polenta bubbling with that brown butter on Mary's side. I can smell the nuttiness of it, like you were mentioning. That's really good. And also, that's a really cool way just to impart an extra layer of flavor. Kind of reminds me of how like roasting things is another good way to add like an extra layer of flavor into soups and things like that. And then over here on Michelle's side, the apples are simmering. Oh, and what are they cooking in?
They're just in water, honey. The apples are just water, honey. Some of that raspberry conserves in there. I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit longer, then strain it out, and it's gonna go into our cocktail.
Whew. Wow, I can't believe I get to try all this stuff. I'm so excited. Wow, those oyster mushrooms look delicious. Perfectly brown. The onions are caramelizing really beautifully. Do we have anyone in the chat who let us know about what they were going to be eating? Let's see. Okay. So we have one person here. Pepperoni, oyster, mushroom, and pineapple pizza with the polenta crust and hot honey drizzle and fresh dill. Okay,
Yum.
I'm coming to your house. Use Havarti cheese on the pizza and the jalapeno chutney and the hot honey drizzle. Also preparing a charcuterie with the polenta crackers. Wow, delicious. Someone else said making mushrooms browned in butter over Havarti polenta with chopped fresh dill. Would love ideas for the jalapeno chutney from the chefs. Okay, so ladies, could you give some other suggestions for what our guests could be doing with the jalapeno chutney?
Well, I'm gonna actually throw that into. I think I'm gonna throw that into my gravy. Actually, I think that's what my plan was. I'm gonna add a little bit of spice into that and like a little tang.
Yeah, so you could make a nice gravy with that. Yeah, especially because you're doing polenta. If you want to make a nice fermented jalapeno sauce, that would be really tasty. You could also add your jalapeno chutney into the polenta if you're someone who likes a little spicy kick to that. That would also be pretty tasty. Let's see what else people are making. Let's see here. Creamy polenta with Havarti and sauteed garlic mushrooms on top with the shrub. Not sure what else yet. Okay. Someone else is making, I'm in the middle of an apple and Havarti galette. Wow.
Ooh.
Galette with dill pastry crust and honey will be drizzled on top. Incredible. Some of you are very talented. I made polenta with Parmesan topped with sauteed mushrooms, polenta, zucchini, and pintos, and use the chutney as a condiment on top. Amazing. Wow. Wow. Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, I see someone, I will use the coffee brewed to dissolve cocoa to make mocha cake. Oh my goodness. Halibut with dill and jalapeno chutney. Polenta thumbprint cookies with the raspberry rose jam. That is so innovative, guys. So innovative. See, this is the thing that I love about food. You can speak so many different languages with your food. Like they all tell such wonderful stories. Let's see here. Ideas for the pate. How is that prepared / used? Okay, well, let's take it to the chefs. Let's see what they have to say. Do you ladies have any other suggestions for how folks can be cooking with the pate?
I think with the pate, like I think it's good to use to thicken sauces.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, like I think it's always good for a sauce thickener to add like a lot of like fattiness to it and some like kind of that like mouthfeel.
Yeah.
I think I was thinking too, you could throw it into like a risotto. You know?
Oh yes. Yeah, because it's already so like pasted down.
Yeah.
It's gonna mix into like a lot of different things very easily.
Yeah.
Very cool. What about you, Mary?
Well, I agree with Michelle. Like that's a great way to use it. Or like, the thing I'm doing is kind of a little bit of a version of like a pate on crude, you know? So like wrapping it with pastry of some kind, puff pastry, or in this I'm using Brie, but
Yeah.
that would be something interesting for sure. I was thinking of putting it in my polenta actually, but I figured that would be way too rich. So, but that's also an option too. Is that you could definitely cut it up and add it to polenta for sure.
Yeah. Very, very cool.
Or just slice it and put it on some bread and eat it.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say I'm like not as creative as you guys because I was like, oh, maybe I can get some crackers and put some, put it on some crackers and put some of the chutney on top and just have a little, a little snack that way. Yeah, very. The pate is like definitely. Oh, someone in the chat says that the pate is really stumping them. For sure. Let's see. I'm going to chop it up and saute it with string beans, like a Frenchified version of a Chinese stir-fried. Wow, with ground pork. Okay, I'm interested. Okay, so this is something I want to remind you all of for who are cooking at home. Make sure you're taking pictures of your process because we want to see this stuff. We want you to tag all of our sponsors, Viroqua Food Co-op, People's Co-op in La Crosse, and Willy Street Co-op, and also Edible Magazine, so that we can see all of these different creations that you're coming up with. I am super excited just to see what you all are cooking. The pate was definitely, I think, the ingredient that threw me for the biggest loop. Ladies, what was the ingredient that like threw you for the biggest loop?
For a while, all of them.
Yes.
But I think like the chutney and the pate were kind of tricky.
I think for me it was the coffee. So that was the one thing that I couldn't quite place.
Yeah.
So. But.
Yeah. Was there anything that you both felt like, oh, I know exactly what I want to do with this right away?
The polenta for me, I knew.
Yeah.
Because I've been very fortunate to work with Meadowlark products for, almost 10 years now. So it's something that I love working with. It's so good, and this dish in particular is perfect for the cooler weather that's coming our way. So.
Yep, it's right around the corner.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, let's see what we have here for what the chefs are cooking. We have 30 minutes until it's time to serve the food. So let's see how things are going. Okay, so that polenta on Mary's side, it is nice and bubbling. It looks like it has this beautiful creamy texture to it. So excited to have that in my mouth.
Bubbling away, like popping all over.
Oh, it definitely is. And then I see your topping that you have for the polenta with those oyster mushrooms, the pepperoni, the onions. It's just browning so beautifully. And then I even see like as it reduces some, there's like this this beautiful liquid broth, like buttery oil that's like at the base that I know is going to be so delicious. So things are looking really good here. And then I see in your blender, you put some of the raspberry preserves in there. What are you
Yes.
using that for again?
So I'm gonna do like a shrub cocktail or mocktail spirit-free situation. So I'm just gonna blend that so it's a little bit, so the jam doesn't coagulate when it hits like cold.
Right. Yeah.
Liquid. So just kind of watering it down a little bit and then adding a little honey for just a little extra sweetness.
Love that. Love that. And then on this side of things, I'm seeing the gravy. Okay. And I'm seeing you have the pate in there.
Yep.
I see some onions.
Did the chutney?
The jalapeno
spicy.
chutney.
Yes.
Yes.
It's pretty spicy.
Wow. It looks so beautiful. And immediately when I looked at it, I'm like, oh, this reminds me of when my mom made fried liver and onions when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Which honestly, what used to be my favorite dish as a kid, which is so funny because like typically people are like, I don't like liver and onions.
Right.
But very, very good. I love that. And you're gonna serve that on top of the Johnny cakes or
With the Johnny cakes.
with the Johnny
Yeah.
cakes? Okay. Excellent. Excellent. So folks are just cooking away. If you all have any questions in the chat for the chefs, just let us know. Put those questions in the chat and I will make sure that I ask them. Let's see here. I'm sure your kitchens are smelling amazing because this one definitely is. Okay, chefs, I have a question for you. So, if you could serve a table of 4, who are the 4 guests that you would want at that table? And it could be anyone past
Oh,
or
boy.
present.
Oh boy.
Probably I'll be cliche and say Anthony Bourdain.
I would be
'Cause-
so terrified. Oh god.
Oh no, I totally would love that. That'd be fantastic. He would be really, really great.
Okay.
4 people, they said?
Four.
4.
Oh
Mhm.
boy.
That's
man.
tough. But
Yeah.
Anthony Bourdain, because he would be very interesting.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go culinary.
There you go.
Alton Brown,
Mm.
because he's also kind of weird and interesting.
Mhm.
He would have a lot to say.
Mhm.
Who else? John Favreau.
Oh, here we go.
I thought about this before.
Star-studded table, yeah. And who's your last person?
Who's my last person? Maybe. I like funny people, so probably. I don't know. What about you, Mary?
Oh, jeez. Okay, if we're gonna keep it to like the celebrity, well-known people, I think Ina Garten and Jeffrey.
Oh,
absolutely,
definitely. Yes.
because she is a delightful human, and her podcast that's based on her Food Network show is like one of the best things ever. She has some pretty amazing guests too, and I've always wanted to meet the ever elusive Jeffrey.
Yes, for real.
Oh God, I think it would be amazing to Barack Obama and Michelle and like two would be pretty
That's
great people.
That would be
Great.
pretty good.
They're
Yeah.
also love food, so you want people who love food, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I love
So-
that you said Ina Garten. Most kids when they were little, they loved to watch cartoons. I actually love the Food Network.
Yeah.
And Barefoot Contessa was my favorite show to watch as a child. So I was thinking about like, oh, who would I want at my table? And I also thought Ina and Jeffrey. I also think I would want Maya Angelou at my table.
Oh yeah.
And then I think for my last person, I would probably want to meet Rihanna.
Who?
Rihanna.
Oh, there you go,
I like Rihanna. She's super stylish, super cool, and I just feel like we don't get to hear enough of her mind, you know? I know she's, fashionable, but I feel like she has some interesting things to say too. Let's see if we have any other questions. Oh, someone else mentioned that they love Alton Brown. So it seems like they're also going to have him at their table too. Very, very nice. Let's see here. Do you all have any favorite restaurants, any local restaurants, whether it be like in Madison, Milwaukee, wherever?
Well, here in Madison, I was Alimentari and Pig in a Fur Coat. You know, those are some favorites.
Yes.
Yeah, I really like them a lot. Sardine.
That's my favorite.
Yeah. For oysters.
Yes. I go there often, actually.
You go there often?
Yes, it's one of my favorites. What about you, Mary?
I was at Ahan today for lunch, actually. It was wonderful. Fairchild, hands down, for
definitely.
Sure. Ataru is a wonderful friend and an amazing chef. I don't know, it's not a restaurant, but obviously I miss the Dane County Farmers Market very much. In Milwaukee, there are lots of great places too. I don't get to go out very often because I'm usually cooking and we're all closed and open on the same days.
Yeah.
But Birch is wonderful. Amalinda is great. So many great places. The beer garden near my house, like the Milwaukee culture of the beer garden is just pretty amazing. So
yes.
Love that.
Someone in the chat asked the question of what do you think is the best burger in town? So like what's your favorite place in town to get a burger?
Best burger.
I don't live here anymore, but for me, my husband actually requested that we go there tonight. The apple rum burger at Alchemy.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
Has been requested.
That sounds delicious. Okay.
But
what about you?
Burger, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of picky about burgers. I like smash burgers. That seems to be super popular, but I prefer a burger that is not a smash burger. So, yeah, just kind of one of those things.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm really picky about burgers. I like making, I guess, my own burger.
Do you have what's your go-to burger composition? Like, are you caramelized onion? Okay.
All right, I'm using the blender again, just so I don't interrupt Michelle.
Okay.
No, you're good. You're good.
Hopefully you all can still hear me over the blender, but there's actually it's like a dive bar on East Johnson Street, and I'm blanking on the name. Oh my goodness. Maybe someone in the chat knows what I'm talking about. It's like a Madison institution. It's been here for so many years, but they have delicious burgers. And my go-to burger composition, no, it's not Johnson Pub House. It's a bar. No, it's not Paradise. No.
The Bad Breath Burger?
No, it's not Mickey's. It's not Caribou. No, is it Caribou? It's next to a laundromat.
Caribou.
It's Caribou. Shout out to CKY who let us know that there was Caribou. Yeah, it's they're like right down the street from me, and whenever the rare moments that I am like really craving a burger, I will walk there, and my go-to composition is American cheese and caramelized onions, nothing else. It's my absolute favorite.
Yum.
Yeah, I would probably say that's like the best burger that I've had in town. And I've lived in Madison since I was 6, so that says a lot.
Yeah.
I'm also like not really a burger person, so yeah. That's my go-to.
No, burgers are good, but I don't know, like some people do them really well and others don't,
Exactly. That's how I feel about sandwiches too. It's like either they're really delicious or it's like, okay. So let's see what's going on in the kitchen. We're getting closer and closer to serving time. Over here on Mary's side, the polenta is looking like it's closer to being done. We see that we have some of that creamy Havarti cheese from Roth Cheese already shredded and waiting in a bowl, and you're gonna put that on top of the polenta.
We're gonna put it in the polenta. Yep, exactly.
And then I see that we have a bowl of, it looks like the preserves that you like
the
blended
preserves and the honey. Yeah.
Delicious, delicious. And then you're sauteing the pate and apples together. Wow, wonderful flavors to be blending together. I love that. I think the apples will really balance the richness of the pate really
That's
well.
the hope.
Yeah, very good. And then over here on Michelle's side, she's just sauteing some of the uncured pepperoni, the dill, and some onions, it looks like. It smells so good
I
together.
love that idea of a worm dill vinaigrette. That's
Yeah.
so nice.
It smells so good. I feel like with dill is one of those things that because it has such a strong flavor, people don't often know like that you can do different things with it. I know for myself, like when I use dill, it's for your typical things like salmon and things like that. So I'm really excited to see what the dill tastes like with the pepperoni. I think that's really interesting. For those of you who are at home and are doing your own thing, tell me a little bit more about what you're doing with your dill. I would love to hear that. It's really fun to work with really strong flavors, but sometimes it can be a little intimidating too. So really interested in knowing what you guys are doing with that. It looks like the pate gravy is already done.
We'll just
and
throw
it's
it
just
back on.
resting. Okay.
We'll throw it back on.
Okay, and then the Johnny cakes, they are preparing to be placed in the griddle, it looks like.
Yeah.
And then you're shredding the cheese. What are you going to do with your cheese?
That's going in the gravy.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's going to go in the gravy. That sounds so amazing. So I have another question for you ladies. Can you tell me a little bit more about how you found yourself in cooking? Like, how did you start this journey? What made you want to become a chef?
I've always wanted to do it. My mom got me a Donna Haight cookbook when I was little, and then I cooked all of it. I would do like tasting meals for my mom and dad.
Wow. So it kind of was just something that you always knew you were going to do.
Yeah.
Amazing. What about you, Mary?
So I kind of came to it later in the sense that I had already kind of finished college, or was my last semester of college. I was working at the University Club in Madison as a server, but it seemed like the guys in the back were having way more fun. So I was like, well, this looks kind of cool, and I want to learn how to use a knife and all these things. So I just was really inspired by that, and then decided to go to culinary school a few months after that, and here I am. So
Yeah. Wow.
Once the bug bites you, it's hard to
Yeah.
it's hard to stop.
What did you originally go to school for?
English literature,
Wow.
actually. Oh, yes. Yeah, at UW. Go Badgers.
Me too.
You're right.
Me too.
That's amazing.
That is what I went to school
That's so
for.
funny. Yeah.
That is so
I
amazing.
did graduate with that, so.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is good.
Ooh, do you guys, because you both got your degrees in English literature, are there any authors that you would invite to your table?
Oh,
Oh,
that's a
boy.
good question.
I mean, are you reading a book right now?
I wish I could say I was, but
You're not right now?
not at the moment. I mean, I'm reading mostly cookbooks right now. But I would say I would love Gabriel Garcia Marquez, but I don't speak fluent Spanish. But that would be, and he's obviously unfortunately passed away. But that would be definitely one person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard one. I really have to think about that one for a longer time.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is.
Well, I always read like a learning book and a non-learning book.
There you go.
So that's what I try to do.
Yeah.
Which
that's
means
a
I
good
never
balance.
finish any books. But yeah.
Yeah, I tend to read multiple books at one time.
Yeah, that's my problem
Just
when I
to-
do get a chance. It's just too many. Okay.
And if there's a container in the fridge with lettuce and chard, if either of you. Okay, great. Okay, excellent. Okay, lovely, lovely. So I'm wondering, what is like one piece of advice that you would give to our cookers at home about just like their food journey? Like, what do you think is like the best thing that you've learned in your careers of cooking?
Well,
Oh,
it just
goodness.
changed. I mean, there's a lot of changes, and you just kind of have to keep up with different changes, especially if you're working with a larger population like I do.
Yeah.
So, changes in like cost, changes in trends, techniques change. So, yeah.
Absolutely.
For folks at home who like they want to get a little bit deeper in their food knowledge, are there any resources that you all would suggest for them to get into, like besides enrolling into school?
I would say I read cookbooks voraciously. I mean, I almost read them like novels at this point. So I would say, pick up as many cookbooks as you can and just, cook as much as you can. And there's a chef that I follow, and he's a pastry chef, and he has this saying that says, recipes lock you in, ratios set you free. And so just like being comfortable with your ingredients and being comfortable to try things is the biggest thing, because I feel like so many people get locked into recipes that then they feel like they can't make changes or, and that's hard. And it really should be fun, and it's a creative art. So
Yeah, that's good advice. About I think I'm also very similar in that I consider myself a home cook, and all of what I've learned has either been from my own parents or other family members or from reading cookbooks. And YouTube is another resource that I go to a lot. There are lots of like chefs who'll put like, informational videos up on different cooking techniques and cutting techniques and all the things. So I definitely agree with that. I love that piece of advice. What are your favorite cookbooks, Mary? Do you have any favorite cookbooks?
Oh, yes, I do. I would say my all-time favorite cookbook is The Moosewood Kitchen by Molly Katzen. That is the first book I ever cooked out of. It was actually when I was in college, and my now husband and I were, living in our first apartment, and we ate a lot of vegetarian. We would actually listen to Higher Ground, Jonathan Overby on Saturday nights, and cook from that cookbook. That was like... so that's my all-time favorite. There are many like Eastern Mediterranean cookbooks that I love too. There's one that I recently just loved. It's called Bethlehem. It's from a Palestinian chef. It's really wonderful. There's so many to name. I can't even. The Adelange cookbooks are wonderful. I'd be interested to hear Michelle's favorites too.
Oh, cookbooks?
Yeah.
I have a lot of cookbooks.
Anthony Bourdain's Layout cookbook is wonderful.
I have
as well.
that.
Yes.
Yeah. No, it's good. I like I guess for like sciencey and just like kind of fun, is the Food Lab.
Oh yeah.
That's a
Food
good one.
Lab.
I like science cookbooks.
Yeah. But does that one like just go into like how different foods work together, or like is it more recipe based?
Which one?
The Food Lab
The
one?
Food Lab, there's recipes, yeah. But they just kind of go into it a little bit more. So, yeah.
Have you guys ever read any of Edna Lewis's cookbooks?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like how I started, just like reading all of her books. Yeah.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
When you're cooking, you feel like you're missing something.
Oh, definitely. And especially when you're on camera and like working with the time crunch and all the things. And don't forget, for you all at home, let me know how things are going for you in the kitchen. How are your different recipes going? I'm really interested to know if the Gillette that was being made, how that's going. Yeah, let us know in the chat. And if you have any more questions, don't be afraid to ask. I definitely want to hear what you all are wondering as well. So I'm gonna pop into the kitchen again so we can see how things are going. So Mary, you're whipping up this is the yogurt.
This is the yogurt. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
That looks so, so good.
Thank you. Yeah, really getting the coffee out of it, which is nice.
Yeah. Wow. Perfect for breakfast.
Absolutely.
Perfect for breakfast. That looks beautiful. And then I see you have some granola.
Yes.
So that's going to go with the yogurt then, I'm assuming?
Absolutely.
Great.
Yep.
Great. Wow. That looks so delicious. The polenta smells so good, you guys. Like that nuttiness is just, I think I might brown my butter before I cook
Always.
anything at this point now.
Put brown butter in tomato sauce and it will change your life.
Oh my goodness.
I'll give away that trade secret.
Yeah, that's actually the next thing that I'm going to be cooking for my meal program. So I will be trying that soon and sending you an
Yes,
email,
yes.
letting you know what that mom thinks about that. Yeah,
Yes.
very awesome. Wow, and things are looking so delicious over here.
Nervous about making these cakes.
Oh, why are you nervous?
We're doing it in a non-stick pan.
Well, we'll see how it goes. You know,
Yeah.
that's the fun of experimentation. You know.
Yeah.
Maybe you can create something different. I think
Sure.
that's how Post-it notes became a thing.
Right?
I think Post-it notes was originally supposed to be gum or something, and then his creation got stuck to some paper, and then he's like, oh, I can just do this. So
Right.
you never know. We might come up a whole nother Midwestern recipe tradition. I don't know. So yeah, the butter is getting prepared for the Johnny cake, so that's going to be happening pretty soon. We have the polenta over here on Mary's side, that shredded cheese. We have the blended up preserves. Looks like you have some herbs that are chopped up in this bowl.
Yes. So
I see dill, and what else is
so
in
that
here?
is what I learned when I started cooking at Oleano. We had a beloved herb blend of parsley, mint, and dill that we put in salads mostly, but it's just a really nice combination that I love. So I put a little bit of it in the little pie that I'm making with the pate, and I'll probably put some on the polenta too. Why not? Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now for your pate, what kind of dough did you use?
I use something called brique, which is they use it a lot in Moroccan cuisine to make something called pastilla, but they're basically like very thin crepe-like things.
Is it similar to like phyllo dough, or?
It's really similar to like if you made like a very, very thin crepe. So I have it here. I brought it with me, so I cheated a little bit, but yeah. So it looks. So it's very thin.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Wow!
Yeah. Just it's a fun thing that you can make little crispy pies and stuff. But
It kind of looks like injera. I think that's how you pronounce it. The
very similar.
Ethiopian. Yeah.
It does look a little like that for sure. Yeah.
Wow.
But you can fry it, you can bake it, you can griddle it. All wonderful things. So.
And then when you put the pate in it, did you just like put it in there and then roll it up?
I actually decided to kind of go with like a little circular pie situation. So I have it in here that you can actually see. We're just trying to get some nice color on it here.
Oh, wow.
So, I don't know if you can see
Wow.
that. Yeah.
Oh, can't wait till you guys see this. So delicious. And then when you serve that, how are you going to serve it?
I'm going to plate it on the plate, which now I'm realizing might be too small, but with a little bit of a side salad, and
Okay.
with a nice acidic dressing just a quick little broken vinaigrette of oil and vinegar just to cut through the richness of that pate a little bit. So,
Yeah.
let's see, now we get this stretchy, cheesy goodness.
And we have 10 minutes to plate.
Oh.
So this is the part, I think this is like my favorite part to watch with the chef cook-off is like when it gets to that crunch time and it's like, okay, now it's time to plate. That's where like the competition aspect of this really comes into play, right? Because there's this clock that, the chefs are working with. You all at home, you get to be a little bit more lenient, but when you're in the kitchen, it's like, okay, what's currently done and what can I plate when it's time to plate. So yeah, they're getting close, but it looks like both of you are in a really good spot. We just need to hope that the Johnny cakes Johnny enough to serve.
Right. They will. I believe
They
it.
will.
I know.
And for you at home, if any of you have like wanted to be a part of the competition a little bit
We'll
more
see.
and you're beating the clock,
Maybe 1K.
are you
I
close?
feel like I'm making way too much food.
I know, right?
It's very, very hard to do just a little bit.
Very difficult.
It's also interesting, you know, talking and cooking at the same time too, which is,
Yeah, oh,
you know, another aspect. And unfortunately, I am going to ask you another question. So,
Right.
do you guys, like, in your opinion, what do you think is the best food city?
The what?
The best food city, like the best city
Well,
to get
I
food.
like Chicago and Paris.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Istanbul, hands down.
What are are there like any dishes
like-
that you've had that like really blew your mind in those different places?
Well, I think I really enjoyed Phuket too. So that had some interesting. Actually, it's like the best Indian food I had in Phuket.
Wow.
But yeah.
Wow.
Definitely.
Mhm. I've heard a lot of people, whenever I've asked that question, I've gotten New Orleans. I've heard there's like a really great food city.
Yeah.
I've never been though, but it's on my bucket list for sure.
Absolutely.
But definitely Chicago.
Oh,
And I love
Chicago's
Chicago because there's so many different like food varieties and cuisines. I'm a really big fan of Ethiopian food, and some of the best Ethiopian food that I've had has been in Chicago. I should probably visit Ethiopia because then the best place would be Ethiopia, right? But so it is crunch time for our watchers at home. As you can see, the chefs are a lot more focused. They are super just like zoning in right now, trying to finish up those dishes, making their last touches. Mary is working on chopping up some onions. What are you gonna put your onions in?
I'm just gonna do a little sliced red onion with these beautiful greens from Vitruvian Farms.
Yeah, red onions are always a really nice touch to add to a salad, and I like them because they always feel a little bit more mild than yellow or white onions to me, and I don't mind eating them raw. Very, very yummy. You can also do a nice quick pickle on those if you like. So you could boil some water, add a little vinegar, maybe put some of your jalapeno chutney in there, place those onions in and kind of just let them pickle, do a quick pickle. That would be really tasty. Okay, and then as we see, Michelle, she just dumped her sauteed pepperoni, dill, and onions into a bowl. I'm gonna look and see what's in that bowl. Oh, and the salad. Wow, that's gonna be so good. I really love a nice warm salad situation. I think that's a really great thing that you can do with your greens that you get from your local co-op. Get some greens and make warm salads. Kale is a really nice green for doing that with. You can slice it up nice and thin and add some, maybe some of your uncured pepperoni to that. Maybe copy one of the vinaigrettes that the chefs are cooking up and put that on there, and it's just a great way to get your greens in a more warm and winter or fall friendly way. As we come over here, Mary is chopping up some apples. Are you gonna put the apples in your salad too?
Yeah, just to kind of have the cooked and the raw apples sort of play together with each other in that dish.
Delicious, delicious.
Oops. Oopsies. Take this one.
How are the Johnny cakes doing,
Well,
Michelle?
it's a cake.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it's a cake.
That's good. That's good.
So
And are those your apples that you're putting in there?
no, the apples were in with my drink.
Okay. see, do we have any questions in the chat while our chefs are wrapping up? We'll be plating in about 5 minutes or less. Or whenever.
We're getting there.
The nice thing about us not actually being on Iron Chef is that no one is on the chopping block. And this is truly just a way to highlight our local producers, highlight our local co-ops. We have a question. Someone in the chat wants to know, what is the biggest mistake amateur chefs make?
Not planning.
Mm-hmm.
At least a little bit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So planning like what they're gonna cook?
Yeah.
Or, okay. Yeah. Just trying to go into the kitchen bare bones.
Right.
I would say, if we're talking about professional chefs, I would say thinking that they're going to be chefs right away.
Yeah.
Is a big one. You know, like you gotta
work your way
the
up.
line for a long time and work your way and learn the muscle memory and do all that. And so it's very similar, I think, to what Michelle was saying. Like, you know, like being prepared and
being prepared, being organized.
Yeah. You know, something that I have noticed is whenever I've been in like more professional chef spaces, I notice that those spaces are a lot more male dominated, but whenever we think of cooking, it tends to be like something that's considered like for women. How do you navigate that as two chefs, two head chefs in your fields, in a field that like seems to be more male dominated, but being leaders as women?
Oh my goodness. I couldn't quite hear the whole question. I'm so sorry. Could you repeat it one more time?
Yeah. I'm just curious to know, like, an observation that I have had, like in more professional chef spaces, is that they tend to be more male dominated. But when you think about cooking as a whole, it tends to be something that's really attributed to womanhood. So I just wanted to know, like, do you have like any like thoughts or experiences since you're both leaders in the culinary space? Like about that, or have you noticed that?
I definitely have feelings about it. But I'll let Michelle go first, maybe.
Let me think about that actually as well. I as well have thoughts about it too.
Yeah, I know it's a definitely a deeper question. It's just something that I've noticed as I've gotten more into like cooking spaces, just noticing that difference. I think when I like first started cooking, I thought that it would I would fit in a lot easier, like it would just make more sense. But I've learned that there's like a big difference between home cook culture and chef culture. They're like completely two different things. So that's definitely been something interesting that I've learned, I feel like, over time. And it looks like people are plating, so let's just take a look at what is happening on these plates. Now remember, I'm probably more excited than you all at home because I get to taste this. But I'm gonna try my best to just like really speak, show you what it tastes like through the screen. Eventually, hopefully, someone will invent smell-o-vision because it smells so good in here. Mary, on her plate, she has her, what was that pastry called again?
It's called Brique.
A Brique pastry. It's filled with the pate. There were some onions in there.
Some apples. And some fresh herbs.
That
PMD mix that I was talking about earlier.
And it's served over a bed of some Vitruvian farm greens. That have some thinly sliced apples and red onions in there. Apples are such a great addition to a salad. They're mild, they're just mild enough, and they have that perfect crunch. So really excited to try that. And you're plating up that polenta, which you're gonna serve with the uncured pepperoni and mushrooms and onions on top. There's already some of that Havarti cheese that's in there as well.
And there's some of that jalapeno chutney in there as well.
And there's some jalapeno chutney as well with the mushrooms that are going to be on top of the polenta. So excited to have that. And then it looks like you have your cup with the mocktail in there, and that's the shrub and the raspberry preserves. Very exciting. Okay, and then on this side with Michelle, we have a delicious looking Johnny cake. No, it looks delicious.
At least I got it out of the
It
pan.
looks delicious. And then the gravy is all done. The gravy had that Havarti cheese, the pate, the onions. I see some herbs in there. Not sure what those are.
This one?
Yeah.
It's actually the chutney.
The chutney. Okay, the chutney is in there. On the front plate, we have some of that salad, and in the salad she put the uncured pepperoni, some of those mushrooms. There's some dill in there, looking very delicious. She's just placing a drizzle of honey on top of the Johnny cakes. And don't forget that gravy is going to go with the Johnny cake as well. And then I see you have some, it looks like
I'm
some
going to be
granola.
toasting that with the coffee.
Wow, so some coffee toasted granola. We're also going to get some of that too. Wow, delicious. Things are looking so beautiful. How are things going for you all at home? Tell us a little bit more about that. What do your plates look like? Don't be afraid to put those in the chat. And if you have any questions about the chef's final presentations, don't be afraid to ask about those as well. Would love to hear. So as you can see, both chefs are just making their final touches and placing those up front. Excellent. Oh yeah, and then Mary had that date yogurt and just placing some granola on top. Is your granola homemade or from a local producer?
It is from Origin Bread. It's pecan and maple, so hopefully that'll play really nicely with the date.
Oh,
That's what
delicious.
I'm hoping.
Delicious.
And then here's the one that's gonna be interesting.
Very nourishing.
My cup doesn't seem to be big enough. Like, where's the cocktail shaker?
I know, right? So I'm just doing a little tidying up here for the chefs. Getting rid of these
Hard to make.
extra bowls.
There you go. Do that.
Are you still using this?
I'm gonna use that, yeah.
Okay.
My bartender would never forgive me if I didn't put a garnish on the drink. So, Kyle, this is for you if you're watching.
I'm gonna grab a spoon out of here if that's okay.
All right. We're just clearing things
Oh,
out of the way.
Clean up my mess too. Michelle, do you need any help?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I've almost got it.
No problem.
Just got the cocktail to make.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Almost. That Johnny cake threw me.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the Meadowlark stuff bakes or cooks a little differently.
Oh, yeah.
It's taken me quite a while to figure out to make some adjustments to certain, just because it's so fresh and wonderful.
Right.
And
Yeah,
it's just-
yeah. So hopefully you all can see on the camera just some of our final presentations. Michelle is just putting the finishing touches on her granola with that coffee whip that she made, and then the mocktail. Oh, this looks so beautiful. So beautiful. So beautiful. And then as you can see here, we have our yogurt, our delicious pastry filled with that liver pate, some polenta, and our mocktail with a nice apple garnish. Those are Adams to Apples apples, snow sweet apples, I believe. Yeah. So as we are wrapping up here, I wanted to ask Mary if you could tell us a little bit more about the name of your restaurant, Purslane.
Oh yeah, I'd love to. So purslane is an herb, or more commonly in our culture, a weed that comes up in the sidewalk cracks, but also in our gardens. But it's a very nutritious plant, and it's very tenacious, and it always comes back. But it's used a lot in cultures around the world. You know, as a green, you wouldn't put in a salad, or you would saute it. It's in a nutritional powerhouse. So I named the restaurant Purslane because I wanted to kind of explore this concept of like what we often overlook. You know, if we're walking down the street, or we're in our own world, walking on our own earth, right? And what's the potential behind those things? And so, leaning in towards more of this, as I think Michelle is trying to do at the Memorial Union, like more sustainable, thoughtful way of eating, of approaching food, and of, you know, cooking and buying food, and just the whole food ethics of everything. So that's a little bit about, yeah. Plus, I love that it's just so tenacious, and so.
Exactly. Yeah, I used to host a show called Let's Grow Stuff, and we actually did an episode just about how weeds are so much more than just a nuisance in the garden, and how we can be using them for medicine, we can be using them for our food. There are so many things. Like, I think I was talking to a fellow farmer one time about lamb's quarter, and they were telling me in Mexico it's sold at the farmer's market, but we were just like tossing it at the farm. So yeah, I love that name. I love that name.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and it's also kind of just like a nod to the fact that we try to, you know, use as much Wisconsin grown product as possible, and you know, just real, because this is why we do it, is because of the farmers, right? We couldn't be able to do it.
Exactly.
So
yeah, I love that.
yes.
It's beautiful. I can't wait to visit one day.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're all getting together now.
Okay, so friends, now it is time to taste our wonderful creations. Hopefully your meals are finished at home, but if they're not, it's absolutely okay. As you can see, we have both of our meals completed. On this side from Michelle, if you want, you can kind of just like give us the rundown.
So I've got the cocktail with the raspberry, apple, and basil shrub. And using a little of the honey, and then a warm, kind of salty pepperoni mushroom dressing to go on top of, and dill to go into a nice bed of greens. The Johnny cake with the really rich gravy using the pate and the chutney. And then I coffee-soaked granola and a lightly whipped cream with the honey and a little bit of vanilla.
So good, so good. And
I
then
think I used all the ingredients.
Yes, you did. You did. And if you want, you can give us the rundown.
Oh, sure.
Here.
So I also very similarly did a little spirit-free mocktail with the siren shrub, the raspberry rose jam, and the honey, little apple slice for garnish. And then we have the laflama, which is the corn polenta fondue with the Havarti cheese, and then a pepperoni, mushroom, and jalapeno topping, and a little bit of that PMD mixture on there. And then Vitruvian Farms lettuce with sliced apple and red onion, and then that pate with more of that apple sauteed inside of a little Greek pastry. Yeah, little herbs on top of that as well. And a little, let's see, we got our date yogurt, the coffee infused dates blended and mixed with yogurt, and then the granola on top.
Delicious. Are you guys ready to try these
yeah,
creations?
absolutely.
Okay, so I have utensils for all of us. Here are yours.
Okay, great.
And then I'll put some items here. Okay. Where should we start? Should we start on one side first, or
I don't know.
let's start on let's start on this side.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm most curious about the Johnny cake and the gravy.
See how it turned out.
So I'm gonna try that.
Tastes okay?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how it cannot. These are all.
This is okay. So I feel like my favorite thing about putting those two things together, mind you, this is my first time having a Johnny cake, so I'm also excited to do that. But there's like a sweetness that comes through with the Johnny cakes, and it balances out the richness of the gravy so well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the pate really holds up. I've never cooked pate before. I've only had it like in its regular form on like, you know, some crackers or something.
Yeah.
It holds up so well in a dish.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very yummy. Very, very yummy. Okay. So now,
We can go to the salad.
okay. Let's do the salad. I want to make sure I get some of that lettuce.
Yeah, get it all in there.
Okay. Mmm.
Yeah.
What did you use for the vinaigrette again?
Just cherry, the onion, the pepperoni,
Mmm.
and the dill.
Guys, I'm not just like being extra for the camera. That is so good. I would take that home. Wow. And I love
The dill works, eh?
it works perfectly. And the uncured pepperoni is like a really nice touch. It almost has the texture of bacon. Very, very great. Okay, so now let's try the granola. I think we have spoons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get it all in there.
Okay.
That's delicious. Love the coffee soaking idea.
I just soaked the granola for a while in the coffee.
Wow.
Yum.
Wow.
Very coffee.
Wow. That's really good. I'm gonna try that. And then you cook that in the skillet, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
With butter.
Mm-hmm. Woo. Delicious, delicious. Okay, so now let's try over here. Do you have anything you want to start with first?
I'd say let's dig into the polenta first, just because I'm worried it's gonna get cold.
Okay.
So a fork is probably
Yeah, we can use a fork.
fine for that.
Yes.
All that is nice big. Typically we'd have some bread or something also to dip in here, but
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mmm. Mmm.
Well, that's good. The polenta is really nice.
yeah, nice richness and
Very rich. Very
Wonderfully
good.
rich. The Havarti comes through so beautifully.
Mhm.
It's so creamy. Havarti is so good for doing things like that with. Wow. Incredible. Okay, what's next? Which one do you want to do
let's
next?
do the pie next. So
Okay.
I'll cut it a little bit so we can all get easier
I'm so happy,
bites.
you guys.
Now I'm just making a mess, so I'm gonna just dig in. This one I'm a little curious about. Hopefully it turned out.
You're like, I gotta get a bite.
Right. I want to make sure I get some of that crust. Mmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
What's the acid in there? Is it the chutney? Or is it
Well, I did put a little white wine vinegar on
the white wine vinegar?
Mm.
Yeah.
on the salad.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. And I love the apples, adding the apples to
apples
that.
are good
It balances out that sweetness. Like, it just helps with the richness of the pate so beautifully. Okay, let's try this granola. As a doula, I'm so excited for this because do we need some extra spoons? I can use a fork.
Yeah, let's just use a fork.
Okay.
Why not? Use your hands.
Right.
Our hands.
Okay, let's try this.
That's nice. The dates are good.
And okay, remember you guys, Mary soaks the dates in coffee. It comes through so well. Oh my goodness. Wow. Ladies, you guys did amazing. Both of you win. Both of you are winners of this competition.
That's the best kind of
5 stars.
competition. Yeah.
5 stars across the
Although
board.
this is the messiest I've ever cooked. I will be 100%
I mean, it was
honest.
very difficult
Like,
to do this.
Honestly, that was the messiest I've ever cooked. I'm so sorry.
This was absolutely
We'll take a sip
amazing.
of this,
And I
yeah.
just want to give another special thank you to
Cheers.
our
Cheers.
sponsors.
Nice
Thank you so much just for what you do, not only for our communities, but for local organizations and for local producers as well. And we appreciate you for sponsoring this event so that we can come together and create such an awesome, friendly competition. Ladies, thank you so much for coming. The food, absolutely amazing. Like I'm literally gonna be taking some of this home. Hope you don't mind. And cheers to Eat Local Month. This month is all about just eating local, supporting your local producers. As you have seen in your box, you have so many people that you can be patronizing and buying items from. So next time you go to the grocery store, just be a little bit more intentional about the items that you're buying. Think about the people that they're coming from. And yeah, just celebrate all of the folks who are bringing food to your table. And thank you also to Edible Madison just for continuing to bring such an awesome event to us every year. And I'm so happy that you guys were able to make it, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.